Hello and welcome to Lockdown Economy Nepal, a local edition of a social nonprofit initiative to help small businesses and self-employed professionals overcome the challenges of the pandemic. In Nepal, it is being done in collaboration with NYEF Kathmandu chapter, a membership-based nonprofit organization dedicated to create outstanding entrepreneurs, and AlterContacts, a global think tank for sustainable development based in Amsterdam. My name is Susan Lal Manandar, host of the interview series, and I'd like to welcome everyone who joined us for this session. Today, my guest is Kritica Lacoul Shrestha, who is the Executive Manager of Jamarko. Hello, Kritika ji, how are you?
Hi, Susan. I'm good. Thank you.
Thank you for coming on the interview series, and I'm really excited to talk about Jamarko with you. It is a social organization where you are working towards protecting the environment, and you do it in a very unique way, where you provide people with beautiful DIY and handmade products, and it is very interesting. So we'll get into the lockdown economy discussion in a while. Let's get started with the introduction of your organization, Kritika ji. So please tell us, what does Jamarko do?
So let me explain by saying the meaning of Jamarko. Jamarko means a Nepali word for effort. So our effort is in reducing, the environment pollution by recycling paper. So what we do is like we collect waste paper from different organizations and individuals, and then we recycle those papers and make product out of it, like file folders, envelopes, whatever we can from the papers. And in addition to that, we have expanded our business, adding up our Lokta paper products, where we make like lampshades and different gift boxes. So basically, it's like paper products. And we also like customize the products as per the need of our customers. And we have been like upcycling newspaper by making it the paper bags, newspaper paper bags, and newspaper pencils. Yeah.
That's great. And how do you work in a team?
Um like we have a small group of people because we are a small industry itself. um, we have a number of like 6 to 8 direct employees where we work together. Besides that, we have been like in need basis, we also hire like indirect workers where they work from their home, and then we sell the products together.
And who would you say is your main client base?
It's hard to tell like who our clients are, because like as I mentioned, it ranges from individuals to like corporate clients. So we don't have a fixed customers. It ranges from various backgrounds. So there are different kinds of customers.
And you told us about some of the products that you make, and I was also looking at your website, and there are different products that you offer, everything from newspaper bags to upscale masks. And yesterday we also talked about how your company operates, how you acquire the resources, and how the human resources works. When Nepal went into lockdown, what kind of problems did you face in your organization?
Oh, like not just us. Like, hello, can you hear
Yes,
me?
yes.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, I
Yeah.
can hear
Okay.
you. Yeah.
So it's like not just okay, it was like not just us, but many of the like companies have been like directly hit by the pandemic. The first thing like what was hit by the pandemic for our business was like we had to close down our store, which was in Zamsikil. We couldn't like afford to keep the store, because there was like lots of uncertainty in that time. We had the even the for the labor, like we had there was like this odd even rules. So we had hard time like to come to our office and then to work and to give our workers the work. So basically we had like zero business at that time. So on that time also, like we had hard time paying our employees remunerations, and also like paying our vendor. So we had really a very hard time about the pandemic.
Yeah, it was a difficult time for a lot of organizations because we went into lockdown all of a sudden, and it was announced one day and the next day we were in lockdown. But there are a lot of fixed costs, like you said right now. There's a lot of fixed costs attached to an organization that don't simply just go away like that, and that in itself can bring a lot of problems. And regarding the problems you just mentioned right now, what kind of
Mhm.
strategies did you put in place to solve these problems?
Like we had to completely, because our physical existence was like completely shut down. We had to switch our business strategy into online platform. So basically we had to focus more on like how to go online sales. Like we focused more on social media through Facebook, for Instagram. We sold different items from there. Yeah, we had to do like online, we had to go to online strategy for this. Like we had to again find out the ways of marketing, how to do online business, and then the delivery system we were unaware of. We had to search for the delivery services. So yeah, we had those stuff.
And earlier on, you also mentioned about your workforce. And in a pandemic time when, a lot of your products are DIY, they're handmade, and people are not allowed to travel from one place to another. So how did you solve the issue of producing your products itself?
At the pandemic time, as I mentioned before, like we had zero sales. So that means we don't have demand at all, because our item was not like basic needs. It was like non-essential items. So we had nothing to do, we didn't have to like, focus on our production. So in that phase, like what we came out, what we saw the need was like what like we saw like different strategies, what like how we could come up with solutions. So one of the solution we came up with was by producing masks. We saw the pollution created by the surgical mask. We saw like we could find out like because it was a compulsion, it is a compulsion. So we had to come up with a so we came up with a reusable fabric mask. To make it more sustainable, we came up with upcycle masks. So by saying upcycle masks, we used like cut pieces from the fabrics of from the different boutiques, uh, and we used local tailors for making it. And besides giving them like wage, the general wage, we also provided them like 5% of our additional profit to them.
Right. And what are the benefits of using this upscale mask?
Upcycled.
So yeah. Oh yeah. Sorry,
Yeah.
upcycle mask. Yes.
Because the surgical, as I mentioned, like the surgical mask has been like polluting our environment a lot. Even like now, like WHO has like recommended the 3-layer mask. So like we have been like focusing, and it's going quite well for the for now, for the current scenario.
All right, and you mentioned a lot of strategies that you tried during the lockdown that helped out your organization. But the lockdown in Nepal was very strict. There's a lot of services that were restricted. So, was there anything that you tried that did not work for you?
Uh, that did not work for us. Actually, our core product, which is like recycled paper and lukta paper products, it didn't sell off, as I said. So yeah, sorry for the, can you repeat the question again?
Yeah, were there any strategies that you tried to stimulate your business that did not work?
That did not work. The online, we focused on the online strategy, like focusing mainly on social medias. But then we definitely had like visibility over there, but then it wasn't, the return wasn't as as before. It was like we still had to struggle a lot. Yeah, it wasn't going well at that time. Even now it's like it's we are having a hard time. Yeah.
All right, let's talk a little bit more about that, because I wanted to understand what your customers were thinking as well. Because, like you said earlier on, during the lockdown, you had to shut down your store as well at that time. What kind of interactions did you have with your customers to, to inform that, all right, now you have switched to an online platform?
Oh, at that time, we just had like the social media, Facebook, Instagram, by which like we informed, and even at the end of, because first lockdown, we still was opening our store, and through my sales staff, sales girl, she directly like approached the customers, and for the rest of the ones who couldn't like come to our store directly, we tried to convey through our Facebook, Instagram. Yeah.
Right, and what did you do so that the response would be bigger?
We started like delivery system, online delivery. We because these days like you can see many delivery companies have been like having there in the market. So like it was like our customers were quite happy in a way, because they could get home deliveries at that time. Um, yeah.
All right, and that is your customers is one side, of course. Then come your competitors. How did you approach the lockdown differently from your competitors at that time?
From our competitor side, like of course, like other than like making Lokta paper products, we have been focusing in recycled paper products. So at that time also, even though we couldn't directly deliver the products to our customers, we tried to create awareness, ideas through social media, like how you can do like simple DIY project with your family members, like how you can spend time spent with your family, and then work on it, and then even in like in a sustainable ways, like not just in any way, but we tried to stick to our values of environment friendly products like that.
And what was the response to these campaigns that you did online?
They were like some clients were quite happy, because at that time, pandemic time, even we as a company, we were also free at that time, and even the customers, they were also free. So like they could utilize this timing, like creating a family bond relation with their family, and then worked on it.
That's great. And now the lockdown has been eased in Nepal. It's pretty much open. A few services are still restricted, of course, but how is your business performing right now?
Well, I should say like it has become better, but not to that level. It is still we are in still difficult phase, because as I mentioned, this is like our products are not like essential goods, so we are still having a hard time. Besides the core product, the mask business is doing quite well. Yeah.
All right. And with what we're going through currently, right, and what you might predict that might happen in the next couple of months, where would you say Jamarko will be at that time? Maybe 3 months down the line.
We are still working on the online presence, like we are working on like website and all, which is like quite time consuming and more costly, of course. So we are thinking of creating, like we have some presence in online business. So yeah, more than like these days, like before we didn't used to have like orders from outside the valley, but this pandemic has created opportunities to deliver even outside the valley. And maybe like later, after it's a bit slowing down, maybe like we will go further for international market as well.
All right. And how do you plan to execute these strategies?
Well, we are like working on it, like how we are like brainstorming how we can do it through online. because this is like completely new. Before, like the customers used to come to us, but now we have to make a very new complete strategy, like how to reach to our customers, right? So it was like it's more challenging to us, so we are focusing more on to online platform. Yeah.
And what elements do you plan to add to your online platforms so that you get this response from the market?
Like by creating website, maybe like we put the web shop, where the customers can easily access to us, and then where they can get easy delivery, so that number of works to be done on that side, but we look forward to working on that.
All right, great. So, Kritika ji, this is my final question to you. What are the three things you need help with in your organization?
Three things. Okay. So more than ever, I think like we want more our customers to support, the local businesses like ours, because of them, like we'll be able to, rise. And I think it's more important to spend towards, local businesses, because it helps to, increase our local economy, because we hire local manpower, resources, everything, so they themselves can see like how the business would be growing. Instead of going to shopping malls, they can just buy things from us, or like in this difficult time, maybe like if they cannot buy, they can just like us, like in social medias, share, and then refer to their friends and family. Even small things can help us. And the other thing, what else? Like we are open to collaborations. Even before, like when we had store, we were open to other local artisans. We had given them platform to display the products, to sell the products. Even now we are open, so we can do some collaborations. In fact, we had done in the lockdown as well, like we had done some collab to give for online giveaways as well. So we can think a number of things, we can go together. And what else? We can lastly, what we would like is like from support from the government, because if the government would reduce, or I mean, like if there was like no tax, at least for the pandemic period, then it would help us, because we didn't have any business, zero business at that time. So that from the government side, like if they subsidize the local handicraft products, that would be very useful to us. And even if they like, and even if they can also use our local handmade products, because it is equally we can it is equally sellable. It's not like before. It is now the products of handmade local products is more of quality, and we can assure like they also would be fine with that. So we want like government support as well.
Those are very good points that you just brought up over there, and I hope that this interview itself is useful to you to get the word out and collaborate with other organizations, like you just said right now, and maybe the concerned authorities are also looking at this interview, and maybe they can help in these things you just mentioned. So, thank you, Kritika ji, for coming on the interview series and sharing us your insights. This was a very fun conversation.
Thank you so much for having me.
So, before we sign off, would you like to say anything to our audience?
To our audience, yeah, they should be more conscious about the environment. They should be more focusing towards supporting local handmade products, so that we can together rise, the country's economy can rise. Yeah, that's what I want.
Yes, this is truly a time to support local businesses and buy local and help our local businesses flourish in this time. So thank you again, Kritika ji, and thank you to everyone who joined us for this session. If you have any questions for Kritika ji, you can find her contact in the description, or you can leave a comment in this video. I invite you to like this video, share it with your friends, and follow our page, the NYEF Kathmandu Chapter Facebook page. A recording of this video will be present in the AlterContacts YouTube channel, so please subscribe to our channel. There are playlists of videos where entrepreneurs and small business owners from different parts of the world have shared us their insights. We'll have many more interviews like this in the upcoming weeks. Stay tuned and goodbye.